What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well here. Trying to figure out this new platform here a little bit. So, hold with us just a second here while we're. Oh, sorry, everybody.
We're trying to figure this out.
Sorry, we're trying to figure this.
Oh, a huge delay.
Come on now.
I don't know. I'm not on it yet.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure this out. We got a new platform here that we're working that's going to allow us to stream on multiple platforms and do different things. And so, I don't
Like
know.
30
Can
seconds
can you
behind.
can you go into the room? We can see if it just pops up. Let's turn your volume on. Thanks, babe. So anyway, sorry guys. Hopefully everybody's here and can hear me. Let me see here. Trying to figure things out here. Um, can you guys hear me? If so, please put in the comments that you can hear me because I'm trying to figure out if this new platform that we're using so we can stream on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube all at the same times to kind of multitask in certain ways. And so hopefully it's doing its thing. So we want to just jump in here and is it working? And make sure that everybody, just want to be able to serve everybody and love on everybody. So throw your comments, what everybody has in here. Cool. I'm glad you guys can hear us. I'm gonna move this camera over here a little bit. So it's just going to take a minute for this to it's going to take a little bit for us to really kind of figure everything out on all of this. So forgive us on that. But we wanted to jump in here today. We're about to go watch the Bills game and building a puzzle with the kids and have some dinner. But we just wanted to throw in here and do a Q&A. So why those questions are coming in, let us know what you may have in the comments, and we're going to answer them today for everybody. So um, yeah. Anyway, so one of the things I wanted to talk about is oftentimes, um, so many people, will message us and they'll say, I just don't understand. I'm not having any intimacy with my wife and I don't get it. I'm doing all the right things. And my question back to them will be always, well, tell me what those right things that you are doing. And they'll always say, man, like every day, and I'm like, well, tell me what those daily habits that you look like you're doing. And they'll be like, man, I get up
Mhm.
in the morning and I pray, and then I go to work, and then I come home and I ask her how her day was, and I do a couple things around the house, and then we'll kind of hang with the kids a little bit, and then we'll go to bed. And I'll be like, those are your habits? I'm like, okay, now the four main habits that we need to have in our life to four main things we need to do that make us have a great marriage in life is that we need to be physically, mentally, spiritually, and relationally on point. And I say, so what are your habits around that? Because what I heard was work and putting the kids to bed. That doesn't make you a better person. And so what we always say is tell us what your habits are. And they'll be like, well, I pray once, and then, like I said, I go to work. And so literally they think they're doing all the right things when in all actually the actuality, they're doing nothing to better themselves or to lead their family in the right
Right.
direction. And that's not me dogging them and saying you're terrible. And what I'm really saying with that is they're just clueless on what it really matters because it's not taught. It's not taught in school. It's not taught anywhere. Government definitely ain't going to tell you how to have a great marriage. And so what we really always recommend is that you've got to have something in your life every single day. Because, for example, the other day, somebody said to me, man, I'm doing all of this amazing stuff and it's just not working. And he said, I'm fit, and I'm like, well, how are you doing physically, mentally, and spiritually? He's like, I'm doing good in all those areas. It's just my wife won't have sex with me. And here's where it's going to get tough, guys. I said, brother, just from the looking at his picture, he was probably 80 pounds overweight, if not more. So I
Yeah.
said, physically, you're not doing that great. So mentally, you're not doing that great because you don't become 80 to 100 pounds overweight if you're mentally just killing
Yeah.
it and on point. And that's not me dogging them. It's just the truth. So mentally, you're not on point. Spiritually, that's going to be harder to really see in certain aspects. But just from those two right there, you're not on point.
Mhm.
So it's really, really hard when we see people say that type of stuff. It's like, no, I'm really doing everything. No, you're really, really not. Like, we have to have those non-negotiables every single day in our life that we're doing that are gonna make us and so by doing that, that's what we're gonna transform us in our marriage.
Yeah.
And so I wanna just put that in there because I think that's just I wanted to clarify that for some people, that some people don't understand that doing the bare minimum, that you're making sure you're showered every single day. Sean, what's up,
Hey,
brother?
Sean.
Making sure you're showered every day, make sure you go to work every day, and that you got the kids to bed and you had some dinner, does not make your life
No,
mean that you're killing it. That does not make it that you're
that's getting
standing
by.
out. It's doing the bare minimum
Yeah.
in life, and that's great that you're doing that. But what's the next level? You have to stand out in your marriage. You have to
Mhm.
stand out and be different. They have to look at you and desire you. If you're just going to work and you're coming home and you do a couple things around the house and then you call it a night, that's nothing that's going to stand out. So, I can keep talking on this topic forever, but what I really wanna do is I wanna throw it in and see if anybody has any questions, anything like that, and whatnot. So, guys, sorry, I've just been yapping your ear off, and thanks, Mark, for asking the question. We're doing good. Diane just got over being sick.
Yeah, it was no fun. I had the flu all week, and I don't like sitting around watching TV, and that was the most TV I had watched in a long time.
Isn't that what's crazy about life is at times you
Yeah.
think that I was watching an interview with David Goggins the other day, and he was saying, "Man, like, I wanted to get to a spot in life to where I literally didn't have to do anything." And that's how my mindset was when I was younger. He says, "I'm 49 years old and I'm a multimillionaire now, and that's the last thing I wanna do is do nothing."
Mhm.
And it's so crazy is I've noticed that about life, like, anytime I'm sick, or anything, in other areas of life, that I hate sitting around. Like, I woke up today and I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna do nothing today. We're gonna do church, and I'm gonna relax today."
Ah.
Next thing you know, I pulled a puzzle out and I was like, "Dude, you're gonna do it. You're just gonna relax." I sorted all the pieces, and then I went and signed up for this program and jumped on here and doing this. I got the game right now on pause so I can come back and watch it later. It's hard to sit around, but when you get to that spot and there's nothing wrong if you take a day off, but what I'm saying is when you lead yourself in a specific way, your spouse notices. Um, and the way you're talking, and no, Mark, we're not actually swingers. Sorry to
No.
break any hearts if that's one of the things. When we first started doing, marriage coaching years ago, people always asked us if we had an OnlyFans account. I'll tell you right now,
No.
I'd be like, uh, a multi-millionaire if we did because, how many people have asked that question. So, no, we're not, and nor do we ever recommend anybody being swingers. I've had people in our life at times, say, "Hey, what's your thoughts about, um,
Open
open
marriages, yeah.
marriages and things?" And every single time I always say,
No.
"Dude, do not do it."
Yeah.
I've seen it happen so many times where people are like, they're just bored, they wanna switch things up. Bringing a third person into the fold is a guaranteed Russian roulette game with 6 bullets in the chamber.
Mhm.
I've never, not one time, seen it work out for good in the long run, ever,
Right. Might be fun and
ever.
exciting at first or something, but then somebody's gonna be heartbroken in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, definitely don't be doing doing the swingers type thing. So, anybody got any questions? We're just gonna keep this one, pretty simple tonight because I wanna go down and watch the game, but so, been married 30 years, and we just got back from Cancun and watched Charles' videos and talked so much about, wild vacation, parents learning so much, years old. Hey, Donnie, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Um, Cancun is, like, a place that we
Yeah, we love
absolutely
it.
love. Is it what's the Playa del Carmen where we go?
I don't know where we
Riviera
went
Maya,
last.
something like
Yeah.
that. Riviera Maya,
Maya.
Playa del Carmen, one of those 2 places. It's amazing.
Mhm.
We need to get back there. I love the humidity. Um, exactly, that's where they're at. So somebody else said, um, they're at where they're at because of that, and they wanna welcome people to their misery. Exactly. So if the swingers, for sure. So if you're a swinger and you're thinking, "I need to bring somebody else in the fold to make my life better," you're in a hurting place. That means
Mhm.
this person does not do it for you. So if I
Or do
would
you probably don't do it for yourself either. Not
exactly.
happy with yourself either.
That's a great point. That's such a great point, man. At the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, your marriage will be a reflection of that.
Mhm.
You have to start with you. You have to fill up your cup. You have to be good with who you are. You have to be proud of yourself. And if you're not, and you're expecting your spouse to do that for you,
Mhm.
it's gonna be very, very difficult in life. Life is going to get very, very wild.
Yeah.
Um, but when you become enough for yourself, your spouse will become enough for you, easily. Like, I love Diane tremendously, um,
Likewise.
but, like, I love myself tremendously, and not in a weird egotistical way. I'm just proud of what I've accomplished,
Yeah.
but I'm also proud of what she's accomplished, and because of that, there's no expectations between the 2 of us, it's just fun. So, Mark, you're asking, how do you keep your marriage alive? By being enough in yourself. If you're not enough in yourself and you need somebody to complete you, it's not gonna be good. If you're not enough
Mhm.
in yourself, you that's when you're gonna turn to maybe wanting to be a swinger. If you're not enough in yourself, that's when you're maybe gonna search adultery. If you're not enough in yourself, you're gonna wanna drink alcohol to try to make your life better. You're gonna wanna say, "Hey, what's wrong with a beer or 2 a night?" No, that's saying that my life isn't good enough the way it is, that I need
Yeah.
a substance to make me relax, or I need a substance to make me feel better, instead of just being enough in yourself, being enough in God. And when you get to that, it becomes special. But if you can't become that, your marriage will never be that.
Yeah. So often, it's like we look in our spouse to try to make us happy, but they're not gonna make us happy because we have to be 100% full within ourselves first.
Well, here's a question that somebody has, and they said, "Well, I guess you guys must have a lot of sex too." I mean, intimacy is great between us, but it's not the thing that holds us together that's
Right.
amazing. I would rather sit and talk with Diane about, like, do what God's doing in our life and all of that stuff, more so than I would rather just, like, have sex with her all day long, and you can call me weird or whatever.
Doesn't mean he doesn't ever wanna have sex.
Well, that's definitely not true. So, yeah. So anyways, guys, we got about 5 minutes left at best, so throw me some questions. Everybody throw me some questions. Like, everybody, what's they got? What you wanna dive deeper into, about whether that's marriage, whether that's about leadership, whether that's about setting goals for this year, whether that's about taking action, whether that's about different things. Let me know those questions you may have, um, and whatnot. What was the post that we put out today? Um,
The one that I just said was good.
yeah, we got a question here. Um, I don't know how to fix what I have. My wife knows everything and acts like I'm inferior. Um, I'm a little confused by the question,
Yeah,
James, if you wanna, jump in there and
elaborate a little bit.
yeah, allow
Think she knows
a lot of
everything?
think she knows everything.
Mm,
Mm, gotcha.
she's probably not happy with herself either.
Um, Oftentimes people who have and that's a great observation, babe. Oftentimes people who think they know everything, it's their biggest insecurities.
Mhm.
You ever talk to somebody that you're telling them like, "Man, I just went to Cancun on a trip," and they're like, "Man, I went to Cancun last year, but actually we flew there on a private jet." And then you're like they always gotta one up you with everything that they do.
Yeah.
You're like, "Man, we've been married for 20 years." "Oh, that's awesome. You guys been married 20." "We've been married 25 years, and we've done this." Like, they've always got the one up thing on everybody's things. Sometimes our biggest insecurities in us sh speak loud, right? So that's one great point. James, another thing is we don't have to prove to them that we know better by our words. We have to prove to them that we know what we're doing by our actions.
Yeah.
So are you showing fruit in your life that you know better? So if your wife says something to you and you come back and you're that person that says basically like gets defensive and all of that, you're doing nothing to basically show her that there's something good working in your life, so don't get defensive. Or if you're saying that, like, "Hey, you should do this, this, and this," like, I don't know, I'll use faith as example. I always tell people who are trying to preach the word of God, like, the best way to preach the word of God is to show the fruit in your life. But if
Mhm.
you say you go to church and that the other person's a non-believer, but yet you're struggling with anxiety, you're struggling with depression, everything in your life's falling apart, you're breaking down mentally and all these things, you're not doing that great of a job of showing the goodness of God. Now, I'm not saying because you're a follower that those things don't that hard times don't come in your life. It's the way you handle those hard times which shows the fruit of being a Christian. So it's the same thing in your marriage when you show the fruit of solid leadership in all those different areas, good things happen. So by you, the best thing for you to do is right there, brother, is if she thinks she knows best, allow that to play out in her life. Um, Allow that to play out in her life. You show that your life is thriving on your own, that you're mentally strong, you're stable, the world's not beating you down, you're
Mhm.
physically on point. You're so close with God, like you have amazing friends in your life. Your finances are growing, you're becoming better every year. Like all those things, allow that to her to prove, man, my husband knows what he's talking about. We've talked about this plenty of times where Diane used to be the no person, right? But the reason why she was the no person was I hadn't proven that I could back up anything that I was doing, right?
Yeah.
And so now she's not the no person for what reason? I mean, because I back it up and
Yeah, you back it up, you lead yourself well, I lead myself well, so I'm always willing to take chances and try things and challenge ourselves, and we're happy with who we are as people.
right, and so what she's basically saying is that I had to prove to be trusted, so if she would say no before because I wasn't trusted,
Yeah,
but now that she trusts me, I had to prove that I could be trusted. That changed her mind. So it just took time on our end on those things. Um, what's your favorite date night together? Been together 28 years. Great question on that. Honestly, this is probably going to sound bad, but this is why we do things differently than most. We
we
don't
don't do a whole lot of dates.
we don't date each other that much.
Yeah. I mean, we spend a lot of time together because we work together, so we spend, pretty much every day, all day together for the most part, but we talk and stuff so much because we work together, so we're always I feel like every day is like a date because we get to sit and talk about things and have deep conversations, and that just feels like if we were on a date.
Exactly. So we're not against date nights.
No,
Well,
they're
the
great.
problem with it is, first before I get to that, Sean, I love you, brother. Thank you for championing us in there. You literally are a brother
Aw,
in my life. Like we love you, man. Like we love all of our clients that we work with. Sean's been with us for a while, man, and he's become a brother, and we just think the world of him. But like she's saying with date nights, here's the thing. So many people say it's so surface level. Hey, you need to have a date night. Telling people that in your marriage that you need to have a date night is like telling somebody who's obese that they need to eat salads. Will the salad help you? Yes.
maybe.
But you
What's on the
can't have a
salad?
salad once a week and expect your
Yeah,
marriage to be great or your fitness to be better.
yeah,
You can't go on a date night once a week and expect your marriage to be better for because of that. Will that date night be a bonus to all the other things? Yes. Will that salad be a benefit to all the other amazing foods and healthy foods you're doing and working out and sleeping well and optimizing your life? Yes. But just eating the salad once a week will do nothing for you.
yeah.
And so that's the same thing in marriage is like so many people are just like, "We guys need to go on date nights more." That's like what your friends will tell you or somebody like, "Hey, well, you guys going on date nights?" It's like the simplest, lamest answer that people recommend. And I'm not dogging you for saying that you
No,
do date nights. That should
those
be
are
like
great.
added
Yeah,
bonuses.
extra.
And so please don't take it that I'm saying don't do them. It should just be you're spending already so much time together
Right,
each night. You already are having this amazing marriage. Now a date night just makes it that much more fun.
right. We would rather see you spend 30 minutes every day together with quality time just talking and having conversations, no phones and stuff, than go on a date night.
Absolutely. That's where it really becomes in.
Right.
Um, so, um, so thank you so much for that question. That was a great one. That was great chance for us to really just show other people about date nights. But you really need
Yeah,
like all that stuff that the people are gonna tell you about stuff like that is just so simple. Simple things matter when they add up, but we gotta do a bunch of other stuff on there. Um, let's see here. Am I able to reconcile my wife now got arrested and she's that thing's happening? I was saying just trying to keep her safe from certain people. I don't that Dario, that's a lot. That's a lot
yeah.
right there. I
Too
won't be able
much
to
to be able to unpack in just a minute.
it's a lot. Anything is possible and anything can be reconciled. And I'll tell you about that, but it's going to take you becoming an extreme leader in your life. It's going to take you having God first in your life. It's going to take you becoming physically, mentally point in your life. You need to get control of your anger or those things that are sending you to jail and things like that. And you can become that person. It's going to take time. Diane and I, as everybody says, well known years ago, I cheated on Diane 20 years ago when we were dating.
Mhm.
At that time, I was a drug addict. At that time, I was in jail, right? So, yes, it can happen because, like, I'm the farthest thing from that. I don't even see that as the same person anymore.
Not at all.
So, yes, it can happen. I'll tell that to anybody. You literally could be a Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't know, like the axe murderer and have a comeback. That's just biblical because go look, Paul wrote majority of the New Testament and dude was killing Christians. So, yes, but you gotta change, brother. You gotta lead yourself well. You gotta do things that make you stand out and be different. You gotta do things that make you proud of yourself. And then when that happens, that opens the door for them.
Mhm.
We can't chase them like a lost puppy dog and try to tell them that we'll change. You can never tell somebody that you're gonna change, you gotta show it. So that's the biggest part about it. Um, so all right, guys. I hate to cut this short tonight. Like, I literally want to keep going. We got to go watch the game. And we don't watch much TV. We watch a little bit with the kids, but the Bills are on, and this is a huge game for us to be able to get that number 2 spot. So I love you guys. We're doing these literally. We're gonna do these every day for this whole year, at different times and things like that. So be ready. Turn your notifications on if you guys. You're so right. Luxury Designs. You do design yourself. You define yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So appreciate you guys, but turn your notifications on and say, hey, like when we go live, jump on here, then get some now, ask questions, have questions prepared, whatever it may be. If you guys want to join into some of our programs, awesome. Join in there too. You get even more one-on-one access with us. We'll give you the blueprint to actually change your life, the step-by-step stuff.
Yeah.
If that's not for you, no worries.
Show up to the lives.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate you, brother. Much love to you. Happy Sunday. God bless. And we thank you, everybody. Jerry, thank you, man. Appreciate you for everything that you always come and comment on our stuff. Yeah, you're right, Sean. Go Bills, brother. Yes, prep them questions. Yes, and you're so right. Only with God are all things possible. You're 100% right. That's why we always preach the word of God. God is amazing. Love you
Right.
guys. Thank you guys. Have an amazing night. Love y'all. You guys are the best community out there. So
Bye.
God bless you.